Well, hello, my darling friends. It's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. Let's get right to it. We are in an angel numerology 10, which reduces to a 1. And in my little world, I like to combine the two because I still think 10, even though it reduces in numerology to a 1, 10 is still a number. 9 is really about the declaration and the leaving of a situation or the ending of a situation. And 10 is sort of a little bit like the dark moon energy before we get going again. So, new beginnings with the number 10 signifies completion of one cycle, the start of a new one. This is about leadership and innovation, self discovery. It promotes self exploration and understanding. It encourages self development, self love, embracing independence, and recognizing one's own power. The 10-1 energy, independence, fostering self reliance, the ability to navigate challenges on your own, not necessarily digging into the opinions of others. It highlights the importance of balancing your independence along with intimacy and the connections we have with other people. On a 10-1, anything is infinitely possible. In the numerology chart, having the 10 life path number or other areas of your chart suggests positive traits, ambition, confidence, determination, innovation, courage, independence, proactiveness, success. So as we move into this sort of 10-1 energy and we're embracing the new, we also have to understand and have a somewhat grieving process for the path or the journey it took to get here. Now, my isms today. I am wisdom, I am light, I am a star, and I shine bright. This is what we turn into a little rhyme or a little song or a little, jump on it. Wisdom, I am light, I am a star, and I shine bright. Yes, 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 let's go. All of that. Bit like a cheering chant. I'm aligned with my missions and anchored in my purpose. Even if you don't actually land on the specifics of what your purpose is, joy could be your purpose. Harmony could be your purpose. The joy of other people could be your purpose. Health, wealth, well-being, that could be your purpose. And you align with it. Then you start thinking about all the things that are joyful in your world, all the things that you wish for that are joyful in your world. On and on and on it goes. That is a very simple but necessary purpose. It doesn't necessarily have to be landing on something huge, big. Just let joy, harmony, peace, tranquility, understanding, acceptance. Maybe that's your purpose. I am always with my inner being, and everything is wonderful. Our inner being, our guardian angels, have never left us. They're always with us. Allow yourself the indulgence, and I say indulgence because many people don't, of giving yourself up to the great creator, source energy, guardian angels, archangels, the angelic realm, and allow them to complete their purpose in being the sisterhood, the brotherhood, the brethren of us. A message from the guardian angels asks us to help you focus on every experience that brings a smile or a laugh. Then watch those moments multiply exponentially. Now, this is the second time in the last few days that this card has popped up. I did shuffle. It's not like I sit here and just keep pulling them out. I find joy in the simplest moments of life. I have power over my own happiness. I find joy in the simplest moments of life. I have power over my own happiness. Whenever we're not feeling quite right, whether I'm not feeling quite right, whether I feel like, oof, there's something moving through, I'm reminded of the great, wonderful Louise Hay. It is just emotional storm clouds moving through the body, and they do pass. There are always going to be challenges. We're always going to have to be met with things of indifference. We have to work with them. It'll be like the obstacles of the world. Overcome them. Move through them. More importantly, ask, what can I learn about this challenge? And the challenge could be, I'm in the right place at the right time and this challenge is not a problem for me. Moving into our angelic activation, we have the wonderful Archangel Metatron. And the message really is, you have a divine calling. Really simple. And Metatron is known as sits at the throne right next to God. God the Creator, God the universe, God all of it. And it's said to be the youngest of the archangels alongside Sandalphon. Now, in the Kabbalic text, they support the idea that he once lived on earth as with the name Enoch. Metatron, when he was in the lifetime known as Enoch, was a prophet. The great-grandfather of Noah, if you will. And as an angel, Metatron is guiding the age that we're all in right now. So many of you may have spoken about wanting to connect with Metatron, or you have a connection with Metatron, or Metatron has been visiting with you. There's no accident with that. This powerful archangel governs sacred sciences, helps us understand the interconnectedness with other realms, things that we are supporting in our life. And he's with us all week long. Any challenges that are rising up right now at a time that is not created by God, but situations that have developed based on the choices and the actions that we have actually taken in the past. Often when things get really difficult, it can be so easy to abandon the divine and abandon the angels and abandon our spiritual practices. I don't know if any of you do that. I know sometimes I fall on my sword and don't necessarily pay attention to it 24/7, although I am listening more intently than I have before. Lean into the arms of your guides. Lean into the arms of your angels. They're there to help us, which is what these guardian angels, they're there to help us find joy. Their purpose is to help us find harmony. Their purpose is to help us move along as easily as we can. I'm ready to fulfill the call of my soul. That's your affirmation message. Now, also alongside Metatron, we have the Lemurians. And the Lemurians are activating our clairvoyance skills. So you may start seeing things that physically don't necessarily line up. Don't say they don't exist. There was a time in my life that if I couldn't actually physically see it, I didn't believe it was there. That's what a lot of people think. However, when we close our eyes, we still have visions. We still have images. They're there. They're real. They become real. Psychic awareness and sensitivity is at a pivotal point right now. And we'll be encouraged to trust our intuitions, to trust our clairvoyant skills, to trust what our gut feeling is saying, because the physical world, the day-to-day, the coming and going of things, places, situations, stories, relationships are ever changing. So the message from the Lemurians this week is to activate these psychic gifts and trust what you're seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing. For whatever you're picking up is absolutely correct. Sometimes we are not sure what this is. So we go ask others, I'm getting these visions, I'm getting these thoughts, I'm getting these feelings, I don't understand them. Go inward to understand them, because other people are getting their own downloads, their own clarity, their own clairvoyance. They can't possibly understand yours because they're not you. I'm hoping I'm making sense and not browbeating. Know that the abilities that you're having right now will get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger the more you use them and the more you trust them. There's a very good chance that that in your past your sensitivities to this might have seemed overwhelming. They may have seemed even scary. People have said, I felt spooked. I went outside and this happened. Maybe difficult to understand. You may have lost your direction. But now you're blooming like that beautiful flower, becoming the light that you were born to be. You have prepared yourself for all the moments, all the situations, all the stories that you're seeing. Lifetimes upon lifetimes of incarnation have led you to where you are right now. So through holding on to this uniqueness, you can help other people embrace theirs. And how would you do that? Well, my friends, when people say, oh yes, I like fairies, I believe in fairies, give them a resource so they can find out more about fairies like we do here. I like including the elementals, which are fairies, pixies, brownies, all the fun. Now, I will say there are some naughty ones. The fairies have a really bold, and I say bold with bold capital letters, sense of humor. And sometimes they send things, or they hide things, or they create mischief and magic in our world just to get us to pay attention to the fact that life doesn't have to be a struggle. Yeah, there are people that keep the struggle going by keep saying they're struggling, they struggle, they can't go on, they can't do this, they can't do that. Well, what are you going to do? You know, I always like to think, well, I'm doing it. I'm still doing it. Whenever I feel like I can't necessarily keep it going, I think that I'm not on my own. Other people are having the same kind of issues. So let's just keep going, people. All right. Gertrude, Beatrice, where are... Oh, they're in their cave. Looks kind of cute. They've got a little fire going. Nice and warm. They're looking at the flames of the fire and they're getting inspiration from how the flames are dancing. So they're asking us to get into a trance-like state when we meditate. Focus on a crystal, focus on a light, focus, focus, focus. Beatrice is saying focus. That's how the light gets in. All right. Give us a message, please. This one. Tree wisdom. I don't know how that plays into any of this, but that's okay. Like I said, they've got a sense of humor. Okay. Gertrude, Beatrice, can you tell us how the blessing of tree wisdom is going to play into opening our psychic realms? So it says here, this tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sound it makes. When I think of this, and I think of using tree music or tree wisdom, I feel right now and hear right now the sound of a Native American drum playing a rhythm. That's what I hear and see, not necessarily a flute, but there is a soft flute that comes through it. So I'm looking on the fact that the Native American beat of the drum is the earth calling up the spirit world, and the flute is the song that the spirit world dances on. You tell me if you get something different from this. You know, sometimes these cards pop up and I try too hard to make them fit in, but the tree dryad helps us navigate through all kinds of situations. Trees offer their wisdom through different gifts depending on whatever season we're in. And right now, we're in the season of letting go. If you're in the northern hemisphere, the leaves are dropping. In the southern hemisphere, they've moved ahead pretty much to where the blossoms are falling. So if you think about how it's springtime in the lower part of the hemisphere, and the leaves are budding through and the blossoms are dropping off. Up here, the sap is dropping down to the roots of the tree, and the trees that have dropped to the floor. So this is a cycle that we find ourselves in. Tree wisdom is knowing that birds, insects, animals, the whole entire creative system will carry these tree seeds far. so that they can grow in their own right, so they can literally own the light that they grow in. Perhaps it's time for you to move away from situations, stories, people, places that may be stunting your growth, or move to where your set of circumstances allow you to open up more in your life. I like that. Follow the sound and the rhythm of your heart, follow the sound and the rhythm of the trees, follow the sound and the rhythm of spirit and nature to carry you through what you may perceive as being challenging. And listen to the song of your heart, listen to the song of your soul, listen to your psychic gifts. Things are coming, things are changing, and our time, space, meaning the clock and the calendar, it's clickety, it's moving. So eventually it's all going to feel like one solid rhythmic movement, but we need to release the physical movement, the attachments. Sometimes the attachments are where the challenges are. Think about that. All right, my friends, until tomorrow, much love to you. Bye for now.